G'day guys, back here, me and Doug, for another weekly Friday podcast. It's Friday afternoon here, last week of the month. How's your week been, Doug?
Yeah, good man. Yep, we're went across to WA for to Monday to Wednesday.
Yep.
Just a quick trip this time. No, it was good to see everyone over there. Everyone's keeping busy. Pipelines are looking full. A little bit of uncertainty around the with the elections coming up and that sort of thing, as there always is election year. But no, there's plenty in the pipeline. It's good to see. Chat about their challenges that they get specific in WA. The hot weather, that type of thing causes a few issues when you're trying to pour concrete, and there's a lot of concrete getting poured, and they can't stop for just because of hot weather,
Yeah.
So they do all they can to manage it, but then we can supply things like curing and add mixtures to make it their life easier.
Yeah.
Especially where it's a high durability mix. But anyway, what about you? How'd your week gone?
Yes. Yep. No, been a good week. Was down in Christchurch on the Wednesday, meeting a couple of clients regarding a few projects that are coming up on the pipeline, and then also just relationship building. Just popping in to say hello, seeing how things are tracking. Gives you a good idea of where the market's heading and what people are experiencing out there.
Yeah, good. No, it's awesome. So yeah, we wanted to do something. Start sort of looking at a topic with these podcasts. So looking at first one we wanted to kind of address, which will probably take, I don't know. There's a lot in the topic, a lot of subcategories. That's low carbon concrete. So it's a fairly hot topic. It's talked about a lot out in the industry. There's there's certain targets that have been set by the concrete industry to try and lower the carbon emissions. Obviously, concrete's sitting at around 8%, I think, of the world's CO2 emissions. So it is a significant contributor. It is also a long-lasting material too. So you've got to kind of weigh up those two things. But specifically looking at low carbon concrete, I guess what do you know about it? Like, you've been here a couple of years, but it's what's your sort of take on it?
Yeah, definitely. It's we're definitely starting to see a lot more of it coming up. Like it's the whole carbon idea has been a big topic out there on the news for the last couple of years, and it's definitely finding different ways, especially in construction, about how to reducing that carbon footprint, which carbon concrete as such can contribute to.
Yeah, 100%. And I think overall seen a shift in focus. Like, it used to be almost a nice to have a low carbon concrete. Now as an industry, we've kind of got a lot further down that track, I feel, and there's options out there that are cost competitive. They are actually getting put into projects and not just being talked about as a nice to have, so to speak. So yeah, it's really good to see. As far as what they actually are, we want to just touch on that today. So there's a few different ways. Obviously, the main goal is to lower that carbon emission level, and it's particularly to do with the cement production. That's the real the majority of that carbon content, so to speak. Should we have a quick Google anyway?
Yeah.
See what that says. Share my screen. So yeah, the typical sort of Google answer to that, or the AI summary, we'll just pick on how it's produced. So combining industrial cement with mineral compounds such as calcine clays, fly ash, blast furnace, slag. So yeah, that's really what we want to talk about today is what that's made up of, and a lot of what we're seeing is around the use of slag and fly ash in the concrete. So GGBS, or granulated ground blast furnace slag for its full title, and that comes out of the steel industry. So it's a byproduct of the steel making process. It does tend to be a lot more consistent than say something like a fly ash can vary between suppliers, that type of thing. There's different classes. But in general, slag is more friendly, and it's more, sort of universal, easier to put into the concrete mixes. So that is a lot of what we're seeing in the market in Australia and New Zealand is somewhere around, well, it's not even a common percentage replacement really, but it's anywhere from 20% right up to 65%, depending on what the mix is wanting to do. So that's we're seeing that going into projects today. So it's not something that's in a trial phase.
Yeah, and definitely a lot more with the sustainable side as well. The Green Star ratings, etc. That we're starting to see a lot more in the industry at the moment, which carbon concrete can help with that Green Star rating, just due to it being made out of a bit more sustainable materials and overall a bit more sustainable than general kind of concrete mix.
Yeah. No, that's good. So I think that's probably enough on that particular question. So what we're seeing, they're made up of, the ground blast furnace slag, or they're made from some high fly ash replacements. With slag, you get a lot quicker strength gain than you do with fly ash, so it's another advantage there. And then there is other work going on. It's probably more in development stage. There are some that have taken to market where they're using a completely different type of cement. So there's the Wagner earth-friendly concrete that uses a completely different cement type. It's obviously has a lower carbon footprint with it. So there's things like that, and then these geopolymer concretes and people challenging the whole. Do we even need your standard cement? Can we make a harder material out of other chemicals and things? So there's plenty going on in that space. But as far as something that's sort of market ready, we're seeing being implemented out there that can reduce that carbon. It does come back to that blast furnace slag. What we're seeing there.
It also reduces a lot of the need for Rio, and kind of metal work inside the concrete as well, just due to those carbon fibers in the concrete. It can be. I was reading something on the Google page earlier before about the rust as well. There's just so many different things that can contribute to kind of that carbon footprint.
I think that's more. Is that what are you looking at there? Is that more about putting carbon fiber into concrete? So that's slightly different to the low carbon concrete. So low carbon's talking about the emissions off the cement. This is talking about using carbon as a fiber in the concrete, or sometimes they put things like, I think it's graphene or something into the concrete for strength. But yeah, no, that's good. I don't have a whole lot more to say on that topic.
No,
I think we've
covered it pretty basically, which is good. Short and sharp.
Yeah, got a bit of a list. We're going to be working through some of the key sort of industry questions and discussions. It's obviously an open discussion. If there's anything we've said here that needs correcting or improving, or you've got any further questions on the topic, please put them in the comments below, and we'll talk about them. And if you want to come on and share your experience with low carbon concrete, we can more than happy join you on the call or give you a call, talk about it. But yeah, what's up this weekend, Laike?
Heading to the Bay of Plenty. Got a bit of a rugby game happening up there with a few lads, so that should be a good laugh. Yourself?
Nice. You playing prop or?
No, not a prop.
Yeah, nah, nothing really. Just hanging out with a few friends and the general weekend stuff.
Yeah, good. Alrighty,
right. We can more than happy give you a call.
We'll
talk
catch
about
up again next Friday. Cheers.
Thanks.
Heading to got a bit of a few lads, so that should be a good laugh.
Prop or?
No, not a prop.
Yeah, nah, no.